1 minute. Max 230. Notice it moves bubbles away very quickly. That just means moving heat away. It'll really start going here pretty quick. And it's been sitting for over a minute. Okay. This one's been sitting far less time. So that tells you what was 240 and one's 199. That just tells you.
Which additive was that?
Primrose, that's the 480M. See how the bubbles are kind of lethargic? It's harder at low temperatures to really show the difference. There's smoke even coming off this one. I'm not sure if it'll actually work. $455 is the maximum on that one. This one's still not smoking, by the way. That one's still smoking over there. Still at 363 degrees. This one's got big old bubbles. Finally started smoking. This one's been sitting there for longer and it's still like 330 and this one's at 360. Let's see something. Got time on since we're both sitting there. But that one's been sitting there for like 3 minutes.
3 minutes in.
I may not have even put enough Primrose in that one actually. I know I didn't actually. That was 183 there. 225 there. 182.
Same amount in there. The first thing we're looking for is just to see how resistant it is. And as I let that sit there like I did in mine, and how it, just stir the top here a little bit. See what's happened to it.
Oh wow. Completely ate into it, down with your hand.
Yeah, so if I try to pull other grease in there to neutralize it. actually just totally changes that grease completely. Kind of makes a glob, actually kind of a gelatin type. Okay, talking about wheel bearings. How many times have you smelled that? Smell it. Clean shaper. Okay. So in one, I'm just going to run the straight oil as it is, and the other I'm going to put an additive in there from Primrose. And basically, like I showed you on the demo, for the grease, it's all the qualities in the grease that we were talking about, we've put into an additive which increases the quality of the oil you have, and you get all those advantages to it. Compatible with any engine oil. It's a 10% mix, so whatever you use, whatever your oil change is, it's 10%. 10% out and put 10% in. You can see it mixes right in. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to abuse it. I got some pins. You got a till up there with any bright shiny pennies in it? I might have some shiny ones in my truck. These are starting to get a little dull.
I've got.
Okay. So I'm going to use sulfuric acid again as a testing agent, and the reason why is because engine oil does get sulfuric acid in it. That comes from the combustion process in the motor. It comes out of the fuel. You get a tiny little bit of blow-by all the time, and especially in a diesel motor. So when you're sampling oil, a lot of times that's what you're looking for is the acidic quality in the oil, because that's what breaks down your viscosity the fastest. Okay, so I'm using sulfuric acid as my testing agent. Put 2 drops in each. Basically what I've done is I'm aging the oil. I'm giving it about the equivalent of about 150 hours of run time. Okay? As you can see, it clouded it up. So, I mean, it's done a little bit to the oil, so we're abusing it a little bit. And then I'm going to use some pennies because I want you to kind of see what's happening to the. You've got main bearings, thrust bearings, rod bearings. They all have a copper base. Now I'm just going to abuse it. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to heat them up to a full rolling boil for both of them. We'll do the one without the additive first. And we just want to kind of watch what happens to it when we boil something, what we're doing is we're transferring heat. The bubbles in it are actually transferring heat out of it. That's what they are. So wherever our heat source is, we transfer it through. And as those hot bubbles go through, that's what actually heats up, like if you're boiling water, that's what's actually heating the water up. So what we're looking for here is how well the oil transfers heat and what it does with it.
Do you want to pump in?
No, we're just gonna show it. I'll show it to you here. people don't think about what the full job of oil is. Everybody's thinking it's to lubricate. The oil's job is to clean, lubricate, cool, and seal. People forget about the cooling aspect of oil. But if you think about where your water jacket is, it's actually away from where a lot of your heat source is. And the oil has to transfer that heat to the water jacket so you can get a lot of cool damage in. So we're just going to abuse them here a little bit. Bring it to a full rolling boil. A lot of it is how long it takes it to get to that point 2 is also showing how well it transfers heat. The faster it can get that heat away from the heat source, the better. Full rolling boil, that foam on the top will start to break down and starts to I know. That's about a full rolling boil, wouldn't you say? Set that one down and we'll do the same thing with the other one. Notice anything already with this? If you guys can see from way back there. We got larger bubbles, more consistent, but faster. Already we're trying to see how long it took that other one to even transfer that heat. That's one of the things we're looking for. Alright, so the foam breakdown, we're already to a full rolling boil. So you guys are going to have to step up here to see this next part. Okay. The actual temperature isn't that important, but I want you to see. I'll do it the one I just did first with the additive in it. Can you see it? There you go. And we'll just get it to it. So we're looking at a little over 275, 285, somewhere right in there. Okay. Now it's the one I just did. This is the one that's been sitting there the whole time I did the other one. See that? Yeah. I mean, you see the difference?
Fireman right away. Well, yeah, and it's been sitting there for
And it's holding that heat in there as the heat. It took a lot more heat. Remember, what it needs to do is transfer that heat from whether it be your crank bearings or your cylinder wall or wherever heat is being generated in there, and it needs to get it out to that water jacket as fast as possible so you can transfer and get that heat. The hotter things are, the more problems you have. Now we need to maintain a certain temperature in our oil all the time, and that's crucial. But we don't want too high a temperature. So you see what's happened to the regular oil, how much heat it actually absorbed and held right there by the heat source before it transfers it out. And that's really what that's showing. But here's the other thing, you guys sat down too quick. That's on the one without any additive in it. You see what's happening also to the components inside of the motor, what the Primrose actually does to protect things. It has the Moly D in it, so we're actually under heat and pressure. We're actually coating things with Moly